Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be discussing about the Q3FY25 result of two companies. One is Kitex and the other one is Ethos Limited. Okay. So as you know, for both of these companies, the business model part, right, where I explain the business model in detail is already covered. Head over to my YouTube channel, Business Analysis Playlist. You will find the in-depth business model, if you want to understand that. Now, since we're doing the update, let us just quickly jump to the Q3 ka FY25 ka update. First, let us start with Ethos, right? Now, when you look at Ethos makes watches, luxury watches they make, right? And recently we seen that unka business model mein they discarded the watches that are below 1 lakh and in that category, and they're moving more and more towards premium, ultra premium, high end luxury watches. Okay. Along with that, what they also have, along with selling these luxury watches, the second part of their business is catering to the second hand market. Let's say, for example, if it is a used watch, a pre-used watch, pre-owned watch jo hota hai, right? These people also cater to that. Okay. So I mean, they help you in rectifying agar kuch us second hand watch mein kuch problem hai, they will set it all right and they will buy it from you and they will resell it. Okay. So those are the two main division, but mostly from the first hand only it comes. Okay. Now over here, if you look at the company, they had always guided for 25% kind of growth is what they've been telling, and Q3 has been very exceptional for them. If you look on at Q3 ka result, the sales grew by 31% on a year-on-year basis, and if you look at 9 month, right, 9 month mein it grew around 26% on a year-on-year basis. Now, if you look of Q3, December 23, that Q3, if you look at it, December 23, 24, and now if you look at it 24 and 25, right, like if you, I mean, December 22, 23 and 23 and 24, sorry. If you look at this, at the first, at 22 and 23 December, if you look at it, the sales growth was around 22 or 25%. And now between December 23 and December 24, if you look at it, the sales growth is around 31%. So thoda pe yahan pe pace of growth has been improved, right? Even earlier, if you look at it, the last 3 quarters, they've been doing around 22, 25%. And now the little bit pace of growth has been coming back, because earlier they were doing around 40% also. So towards there, it is inching. But again, I do not know if this 31% is sustainable. I think you should stick and hope and expect for the 25% only. Now, the second thing over here, when you look at the PAT grew only by 15%. Now, why is that the case? Like, why did they miss out on operating leverage? And I think this is the first time in the last couple of years, they missed out on operating leverage. Otherwise, it's never been that case. One of the reasons why operating leverage has been a miss over here is, if you look at them, they have opened five new stores. Okay. So as a result, because of this, there is a lot of manpower cost. I mean, see, another thing with Ethos over here, a little bit complication that comes with store addition is, since you're selling this ultra premium watches, right, you have to open your stores in this high end street, or this luxury malls, right? So first of all, over here you have to pre-book your places and your rent is exorbitantly high. Even, and here the malls can get delayed opening and everything. So यहाँ पे depreciation cost goes up, it becomes even more compared to the other stores. Second is employee cost, right? Because you're dealing with, again, premium end watches, you can't just get any random employee like you're putting up for V-Mart or V2 retail, right? You have to train the employees. They have to know about the watch market, what is the difference between Rolex and Rado and all of these things. So यहाँ पे इनका, because of the store expansion क्या हुआ है, उनका employee cost बढ़ चुका है. Another thing over here, one phenomena you will see is Q3 May sales is more compared to any other quarters. So most of the store opening happens either right, in Q2 or right before Q2 or right before Q3, so it caters to that festival season या festive season में, ठीक है? So in the last 2 quarters, that is in Q2 and Q3 combined, right, they have put 10 stores, and as of 9 months totally they have 13 stores. So because of this expansion that they have done, one, वहाँ पे manpower cost ज़्यादा हो गया है, and there are a lot of new stores that are added which are having exorbitantly high rent. As a result, because of which you see margins be thoda little bit few basis points affected, and even the PAT that is there, this time for the first time we are seeing operating leverage is not visible over here. Okay. So these are the two reasons. Other than that, the other thing is, if you look at their other metrics such as SSG, same store sales growth is very solid. Same store sales growth is at 23%. That's extremely high for a business like this. उनका अगर आप ASP देखते हो, ASP has increased by 11%, and now the average, I think, selling price is around 2,07,000, right? So overall good update on all fronts. ठीक है. In terms of adding new brand also, they've added two more new exclusive watch brand, and एक और उनका bag का brand है. Like they already had one bag brand, right? That is Rimowa, right? They opened their first Rimowa का store in the Geo Mall, and it had turned profitable, I believe, in 1 month or less than a month or so, right? And now they've got another luggage ka brand called as Zero Holy Button. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So these two now, along with the watch brand, they have now two luggage ka brand also in their boutique. Okay, so overall good set of numbers. The only thing I would say, the two things that I didn't get a clarity on is, like, usually they mention the volume growth. They mentioned ki, like, how many units has been sold last quarter, the previous year in the same quarter, and this quarter. So वहाँ पे मुझे वो नहीं मिला, volume growth नहीं मिला. And the other update is, how is the second hand watch market like? Because earlier we had seen ये second hand watch market में थोड़ा disruption था, right? Because during COVID time क्या हुआ था, these second hand watches में, because see, all these people were not making watches, right? The original watch manufacturers. So second hand watch market में the prices increased by 5 to 6x. Okay, and after COVID, again, when the original manufacturers started making watches and they started supplying new models and everything, the price corrected from 6x to, let's say, like around 2x 3x and all. Still higher than the pre-COVID levels, but थोड़ा पे वहाँ पे price का disruption था, ठीक है? So that had affected the second hand watches का थोड़ा sales, वहाँ पे price growth में थोड़ा effect था. So but overall it became all right in the last couple of quarters. But again, there has been no update कि, like, how is this watch market, second hand watch market you're doing, क्या आपका volume growth है? These are the two things there is no clarity on. And last time ने ही management ने बताया ना कि, like, they won't do con call every quarter, they will do con call only in half yearly, that is in Q2 and Q4. So I don't think there is any way right now to get that information either, ठीक है? So overall a good set of numbers, and the management is also confident. They reaffirmed again once again कि, like, in the next 10 years we'll be 10xing our sales, that is, and if you take about it, that's a good 25% ka CAGR you can expect every year. So overall a good set of numbers only. Again, just touching upon the valuation point, yes, if you look at this company now, it comes at high growth and low P kind of it is high P है और growth भी high है, but it is like riding a tiger right now, right? So यहाँ पे going forward, let's say if you want a P re-rating to happen over here, it needs to grow back to its previous levels of growth, where it was such a छोटू base में 40% 50% से grow कर रहा था, that. And यहाँ पे right now even the EPS का growth, थोड़ा बहुत उतना, EPS didn't grow at that rate like it usually does. So that also becomes a little bit of like a hindrance, you can tell, right? Although the one thing I'm really happy about over here with this company is that sales growth is back at that 31% kind of mark. That's really exceptional for the company. Let's see if they can sustain this in Q4, and we'll get to talk to the management in Q4, and we can help. Oh, just another point I forgot to cover over here is regarding that store expansion, right? We were telling, like, why I mean, earlier also they were adding 5 stores and all, right? So why is it this time कि, like, it was इतना बड़ा impact क्यों आया bottom line में? Because a lot of this construction work in Delhi was halted, and couple of stores in that Delhi region, which was supposed to be opened, it got delayed by 75 to 90 days, and as a result that put a lot of pressure on the bottom line. Even there were some stores of theirs which was getting renovated also because of this Delhi का issue की वजह से, right, in pollution की वजह से in Delhi in Q3 they stopped, you are not allowed to do, I think, any construction work, right? So that is the same. But other than that, if you look unka store expansion mein, there is no problem, because unka target has always been to open 20 stores every year. As of Q3, as of 9 months, they have 13 stores, and they are telling ki, like, or 5 stores we will open. So roughly in that 20 store ka mark is there, and management has always been clear ki, like, we always target 20 store, plus or minus 3 can happen over here, because we are dependent on the mall, we are dependent on that high street, right? Because most of their locations are in a mall, and वहाँ पे mall का थोड़ा opening delay होता है, like what happened with the Phoenix Mall of Asia here in Bangalore. They had 2 stores over there, because there was so much delay, with that mall opening. यहाँ पे उनका भी store expansion यहाँ पे थोड़ा रुक गया था. So that is the only thing, but overall good set of numbers. Great execution. Let's wait and watch for Q4, and let's interact with the management and see. Now, the second company that we will be doing is Kitex Garments Limited. Okay? So Kitex Garments ka, if you look at it, I mean, over here they are a good B2B manufacturing company, right? So if you look at the company, the guidance was very simple. In FY24 we have done 600 crores. In FY25 we are targeting a run rate of 1000 crore, and they had given कि like Q1 में इतना करेगा, Q2 में इतना करेगा, and they have done exactly that only, executed very brilliantly on Q1 and Q2. Q3 में target था that we will do 280 crores in terms of revenue, and Q3 also execution has been flawless. If you look at Q3 they achieved 284 crore in terms of revenue. ठीक है, so over there also overall great, right? Like if you look at them, sales, I believe sales grew north of 70%. If you look at the PAT also grew, like incredible PAT that was there, right? Operating leverage unko mila. All in all, great set of numbers only. There is nothing to worry about in terms of Kitex ka. Kitex ka number has been exceptional. Now let's come to the two most important update that came with Kitex. ठीक है, sales growth अच्छा है, operating leverage भी अच्छा है, everything is great. ठीक है. If you look at Kitex, right, Kitex Garments Limited, unka actually there is a bigger parent company called as Anna Kitex. Now I do not know if you pronounce it as Anna Kitex or Anna Kitex because it's ANNA and it's a South Indian company, so I do not know. So they have this company called as Anna Kitex. Now under that there are three divisions. One is Kitex Garment Limited, the other one is Kitex Children's Wear, and the other one, the new one, is Kitex Apparels Limited. Okay, so understand, three companies are there: Kitex Garment, Kitex Children Wear, and Kitex Apparel. Okay, now Kitex Apparel Limited, that is there, it is a subsidiary of Kitex Garment only. Okay, there is no difference. Kitex Apparel Limited is a subsidiary of Kitex Garment, so both of it are same. Kitex Garment and Kitex Apparel Limited is one company under the big group and Anna Kitex. Kitex Children Wear was a part of Kitex Garment, but they had demerged it long time back, and now Kitex Garment and Kitex Children Wear are separate business. ठीक है. Now यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है in this Kitex Children Wear में, they have both the division. One is ये manufacture करता है, they make this kids का clothes, and along with that they have this textile का division. Basically you make yarn and fabric and synthetic fibers. Okay, so it's an integrated facility. You do both, yarn और fabric बनाओ और उसी yarn और fabric से तुम कपड़ों भी बनाओ. ठीक है, so that is how it is. Now what they've done in this demerged business जो है Kitex Children Wear, they want to demerge उनका textile का division अलग and children wear का division अलग. ठीक है, मतलब the ready-made garment manufacturing का division अलग अलग. And this textile business in that Kitex Children Wear contributes around 50% of their total 55% of the total revenue. So this is one update. Okay, now why are they doing this? Why is it important for them? Because if you look at Kitex Garment ka, if you look at the Q1 ka PPT, when they first gave a PPT after a very long time, after 5 years, they told, one, we have a roadmap of achieving 1000 crore in terms of revenue, right? That is one clear cut plan we have by FY25. The second plan was they wanted to open a new plant in that Telangana region, right? In Telangana region, they wanted to open a new plant. Now, when you look at this Anna Kitex group, they are originated from Kerala in that Cochin, Ernakulam area. Okay. Now, again, this is a little bit of an information that I collected from YouTube. If you look at the person who's leading the company right now, I think Subbu Jacob, I'm not sure about the name. He had a lot of problem with the political parties. Like, I do not know to what extent. I mean, all the interviews were in Malayalam. I don't understand Malayalam, so I couldn't really understand the nitty-gritty details of it. But uska problem yahi tha ki, like, it's very difficult, to operate in Kerala, operate a business in Kerala, because, of this trouble with union organization you have, right? Anytime they can come, they can ban you, and then you're putting up so much facilities and it all goes, goes down the drain, right? So as a result, because he didn't want to continue the operations in Kitex Garment Limited in Kerala, they opened a subsidiary called as Kitex Apparels Limited, which is in Telangana, in that Telangana Andhra Pradesh region. Okay, I understand this is getting like confusing over here, but just stick with me. Okay, so the Kitex Garment Limited, what they did, they opened a company in Telangana, in that Hyderabad region. वहाँ पे क्या था? They wanted to double the capacity, right? And उनका total expansion plan, the total capacity over here, the capex cost also was around 3,300 crores, out of which 70%, 2,300 crores will be loan, which is funded by Axis Bank and some other bank, and the other 30% will be done by equity dilute करके you will do. who will be getting this equity over here? Who will be funding this? Again, it will be funded by Kitex Garments Limited and Kitex Children Wear. This 30% का in this Kitex Apparel Limited. ठीक है? So this was the plan and this is going on, right? Again, यहाँ पे the first phase was supposed to be done by December 24 and the second phase is supposed to be done by December 25 and it should be up in complete commencement in complete production by March 26. Now again, there is no update on this plant as to like what is going on. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, like, and they told now after this Kitex Apparel Limited, what we are going to do is Kitex Garment, Kitex Apparel Limited एक कंपनी है, उसके बाद हम Kitex Children Wear जो है उसको भी हम merge करेंगे. So now 3 companies will be one: Kitex Garment, Kitex Apparel Limited and Kitex Children's Wear जो है. We will merge all these 3 companies and when along with this merger and when we reach a full capacity with that Kitex Apparel Limited जहाँ पे 3400-3300 करोड़ का capex कर रहा है, when that plant also reaches full capacity, we are targeting a revenue of 7500 crores. ठीक है, this was a plan. ठीक है, now you are telling me that Kitex Children Wear को हम merge कर रहे हैं, but before that merger, before we do, we want उसका जो textile का business है, ठीक है, उसको हमें separate करके we need only that apparel जो बनाना है. Now why are they doing it? God knows. How is it helping them? God knows. Nobody knows, right? So this entire merger demerger यहाँ पे थोड़ा यहाँ पे like क्यों कर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, issue बनता है. It could also be because you know ये yarn and fabric का business is I mean there are cons and there are pros also. One is con, God knows why they're doing. Pro is also could be because you know because yarn and आपका जो fabric का business है, it is prone to a lot of you know this material का fluctuation. So probably you don't want to take it up in your balance sheet, right? So you want to keep it as a separate entity. Could be one of the reason is that. ठीक है? So this is one pro con situation over here and what has been happening with the company. The second thing is there is no update, like I told you, right? This Kitex Apparel Park जो है, Kitex Apparel's Park, where they were doing this 3300 crore का capex that is there, right? 70% debt and 30% का equity लेके. There is no update. Like it was supposed to be done December 25 May. It was supposed to be done. Phase 2 was supposed to be completed. There is no update as to like what is happening with this plant, like you know what is going on. So that is one of the another thing over here. That is another thing. The third update is, like I told you, right? Kitex Garment and KCL will be doing this equity over here, 30% ka in Kitex Apparel. Both of the companies right now are adding 110 crores more as an investment, you know, for Kitex Apparel Limited. ये एक और update है. So you understand अभी क्या हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है. I hope I'm able, you know, I know it's been a lot of confusing, but I hope it was clear. The last thing over here is, see, when this PPT came out, when this opportunity came out, it was in Q1 and Q1 to Q4 there were 4, right? There were 3 more quarters and execution. We know कि like इसको 1000 crore करना है and see we'll be ending this year, just another 1 more quarter is it, ठीक है? So we knew कि like what to expect until March of this year, right? March of 25. And this new plant that I told you, right, it will be commenced fully, everything will be done in March 26. Okay, so what about this next 1 year between March 25 to March 26? Like what is the plan? Like since there is no disclosure, okay, like what is next, right? That becomes a question. I understand aap log, you know, your execution has been brilliant over the last 3 months, last 3 quarters, and I'm pretty sure in Q4 also they will end up, you know, doing that 300 crore odd revenue that is their target for Q4 and 1000 crore ka jo aapka target hai for this year end. You will do it, I think. Okay, but what about next? What about FY26? Are we going to see the growth slow down because there is no update on the plant? Is there a you know, is there a problem with the plant? What is happening? You know, no clue. What will we see the same kind of demand? I mean, again, will we see the same kind of demand what we saw in FY25 to be executed even in FY26, right? Why are you I understand, I to a certain point I understand कि like you know Kitex Children Wear में आप demerge करके you know सारा अपैरल का बिजनेस, सारा अपैरल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का बिजनेस यू वांट टू कीप इट एज वन यूनिट एंड जो टेक्सटाइल का बिजनेस है यू वांट टू कीप इट एज अ सेपरेट यूनिट, बट ऑल्सो लाइक मोर क्लैरिफिकेशन एज टू लाइक व्हाई यू आर डूइंग इट, व्हाट यू डूइंग इट, दैट इज मोर important, right? And you know what, how would it benefit you as a company? So a lot of questions are there, and not knowing what FY26 ka projection will look like. I really hope in the next PPT, in Q4 ka PPT, they gave a detailed guideline as to like what is happening with the capex. If any of that management is watching my video, Just a suggestion, come, I mean, see, I mean, you guys are in the market, you want retail people to come to you, then you guys must come and do con calls, interact with the retail. And at least it takes you all 1 hour in the last in 3 months to do so. Do the con call, increase your disclosure, keep, don't keep investors in a blind spot over here, and go forward about it, right? So those are the things. Good set of numbers, there is nothing to complain in terms of numbers has been exceptional. They have walked the talk, they have walked the talk. Almost 70% in terms of growth, in terms of Q3 over Q3. Excellent set of numbers, right? 60 to 70% का growth. Operating leverage is immense over here. Great. But what is next? FY26 में क्या करोगे? Planned का क्या हुआ है? Right? All of these are a lot of answers. I mean, lot of questions where we do not have answers to. So that is the only I can tell थोड़ा खटखटा रहा है मुझे. That is the only thing. ठीक है? So that's it for two companies, Ethos and Kitex. I'll see you again in the next video. We have to do Paramount and the cost cable. Bye.